Good morning, everyone. This is Rhonda Olsen from Woman Shine. Colours shine through and express the real you. It's lovely to have you here for my maiden voyage of doing this workshop online. So I think that necessity is the mother of invention.
Yeah.
So I mightn't have all the tech things. You're the guinea pigs this time. So if I just might slip up in some things, but if you just let
rehearsal.
Rehearsal. Okay. So I've just got a little slideshow to show you first. So I'll just share this screen. Stop the share. Stop that share and share this again. Basic. Share the sound. Okay. Now.
Great.
You see it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So this is a little taster for the Joyful Creation workshop that Kim Kirkman and I are going to be doing on October the 3rd. And I called it like rise and shine, express the real you, let your true colours shine through. And I think at this time in our lockdown, to be able to find this joy inside of ourselves and this rise and shine inside of ourselves is really good. So at this time, this growing uncertainty about our future is triggering survival trauma at the moment. So we just look on the news and see every day all these things happening. So this is locked in our body and keeps us powerless. And our task is to break free of the chains that bind us and reclaim our power to build a new world from the inside out so we can thrive, not merely survive. And there's a guy called Gabor Mate. I'll just see if I can take this so you can see the whole screen. Probably can't see. I don't know how to do that. Anyway, trauma is not what happens to you, but what happens inside of you as a result of what happened. And the good news is that we can change that. So even though what's happening now, these survival fears are being triggered, we can do something about shifting that and break free of the chains that bind us. And this morning, what we're going to be doing, how to break free of these chains and weave your joyful creations. We'll be doing feel-good movements to free your body with the Feldenkrais, so you can dance and sing your heart out. Yay! Yay! And I got a lovely picture that I thought was, it's on the beach, it's my favorite place. So, creating this new life for ourselves leaving the old life behind, coming into the present moment, which is all that we have. And we're not in the past and we're not in the future. And so that we can then weave our own joyful creations. When we're whole and complete in ourselves, we can create what we want in our reality. See me back again?
Yeah.
Good. So let's come and stand up to start with. Good morning, Aileen. Welcome.
Hi, Rhonda.
And just feel your feet on the ground, how you're standing at the moment. Because it's a cold, pretty cool morning, I might just use some music to just give you a little bit of shaking out your body. So I'm going to work out how to do this now. Let me hear this, okay. See that? Feel that movement. Side to side, like shaking out all the water. Your body not very energetic. Softer and slower and coming to a standing, sensing yourself, sensing your breath, feeling your feet on the floor. Maybe there's a sort of like a slight tingling in your body as you've moved your body. Okay, and let's just feel how you're standing. Imagine that you're in a creek somewhere and the water's just flowing around you. You're feeling that it's just like taking you to one side and to the other, feeling the shift of weight in your feet. As you go from side to side. Imagine that the water's taking you forward and back. So you come to a stillness, feeling how you're standing. So when we use our voice and when we dance, you've been watching the diving. I love watching those
Yes.
diving. They have to go, they have to press down to go up. You know, to do all those flips and turns and things. If they don't get enough height, they don't get the power to do the turns. And it's the same with our voice. When we're singing or when we're dancing, we need that power to come from the ground. So it's that, like on the diving board, they've got that springiness that they surrender to the board and then come up. And so, in a sense, we do that as well. So just as you're standing there, just feel how your knees can bend. Feeling as you this bending of your knees is like a surrender into the earth. You're just giving your weight over to the earth, not holding up. And just in this time when we're looking at the news, seeing all these things happening and wondering whether we're going to get out of lockdown tomorrow, we're holding our breath and pulling our energy up. So we need to be able to bring it down into our feet, just feeling how the feet connect into the earth. And just even just like shaking, bending your knees and just feeling, taking the energy down. You're like a tree that can root itself into the earth. So you're going down into the earth. Then when you go down into the earth, as you press, as you give your weight to the earth, Mother Earth can support you and lift you up so that you're pressed down. And as you straighten your knees, can you feel how those little arches in your feet lift up? So that's to support you. So you're taking a breath, you're bending your knees, going down into the earth, and as you straighten your knees, you're coming up. Can you let yourself, as you go down, take a breath into your lower belly through your nose? So breathing through your nose down into your lower belly, and as you breathe out, press your feet into the floor. So you're breathing down into your lower belly and breathing out through your nose. So what this does is calms your nervous system, brings you down into your body. So your voice has some guts to it. So when we get anxious and nervous, what we can do is tighten the belly really tight, heave and gulp up here, and the voice just comes up into the throat rather than coming down into the belly. So breathing down, and the belly kind of splat. Kim Kirkman talks about the belly splatting out. So the ability to let the breath in at this time in our history, we're afraid of letting anything in. We're afraid of the future. We've got the masks on and we're not breathing. We're not taking in the air. So this ability to take in the air. What's that, Eloise? We're taking in the air and then letting it out. And as we take in the air, we surrender to the earth, connect down into the earth. And as we breathe out, we press our feet down into the floor. And then we're like the diver that just comes up. Like dive down on the diving board, and the pressing into the floor brings the energy up through us like an arrow. So our throat center is a very narrow center here. And if we're out of alignment in our spine, the sound isn't going directly up through us, and we're not getting the power that we need. So we need this like stable base of support to start with. So the first thing is just breathing into the belly through your nose, and then breathe out as you press your feet into the floor. And then and breathing in through your nose, and on the out breath, can you just like blow out a candle? Breathing in and then blowing out a candle. I'm just going to put you on mute so that so that you can make as much noise as you want, and I won't disturb anybody else. So we're taking a breath into your belly, breathing out, pressing through your feet. As you're blowing out a candle, breathing into your belly, breathing out, pressing out through your feet. Okay, so we want this energy from the earth to come up all the way through our body unimpeded. And what happens in our body is that parts of us block off. And one area that we can block off is in our lower belly. So we have all these watery organs here. And if you put your hands on the top of your iliac crest here and just feel how your pelvis can rock forward and rock back. Pelvis, if I go sideways, rocking. I can rock like that to stick my tail out, and I can rock under, and rock forward, and I can rock back. And as you rock forward, could you let the breath come into your belly? And as you rock back, breathe out, blow out the candle. Breathing forward, letting the air come in, breathing out, releasing it through. Then we can move the pelvis side to side, like bending one knee, bending the other, bending one knee, bending the other. And then we can do a little rock around the clock, going forward to the side and back, and forward to the side and back, forward to the side and back. And then coming around in the other direction, forward to the side and back. And just making a little sound, breathing breathing into this area. And then going back in the other direction. You know, kind of, we have that thing, we have gut feelings, and sometimes it's not appropriate to express those gut feelings. So this is an opportunity just to let out those gut feelings and roar, and then you come out. Then we could make a little figure of 8, going forward and around and forward and around and forward. So the figure of 8's going like that, and then going like that. So we're going figure of 8 around that central point. Making a figure of 8. This is a pattern of life. We actually are designed to move in this spiral pattern. And what we're doing to empower our voice and our body is to align ourselves with this natural pattern, with this divine design that we have, to tune our body. And just like a guitar, if the strings are too tight, the sound is too pinched, and if the strings aren't tight enough, the sound is distorted as well. So wanting to fine-tune our body so that we can be this instrument for the whole our creative expression in our throat. Okay, so let's do the figure of 8 in this direction. Now we're going to go up and down and 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 up and down. You can let your hands move however you want with that. Okay, so I'm going to find some music to do this too. So.
Siempre la recuerdo, cada vez que se vuelve a amarme, quisiera, nunca va de tristeza el corazón, por mí, nunca va de cerrarme, y dámela. Que yo quiero, pídamela, esta niña que me muero, pídamela, 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 esta niña que yo quiero, pídamela, esta niña que me muero, pídamela, pídamela, cada vez que siempre la recuerdo. El corazón, por mí, nunca va a desertarme.
can't do it slowly. Do it. So just feel how you are now, how you're standing, feel the weight in your feet, the breath in your belly. And let's do that breathing down into your belly, your lower belly again, placing your hands on your lower belly, right down to your pubic bone. And your thumb is underneath your navel. So breathing right down into here, breathing in, letting the breath come in. It's like allowing the breath to come in. And then pressing through your feet and the breath comes out. Breathing in, blowing out a candle. And breathing in and blowing out a candle. Okay. So the next area of our body is this area here where our ribs are. And when we're stressed, the ribs are the place that get tight. So we're just going to do some very little gentle movements to free up the ribs. So if you I'll just turn around. So taking the weight over onto your left foot, as if you're going to reach up to something with your left hand on the side, and feeling as you do that how the ribs open up on one side, on this left side, and they come together on the other side. So you change the shape. Then reaching up with the other arm, taking the weight onto your right foot, feeling how this opens up on that side, the ribs open on that side and close on this side. And just going from side to side. So these, what are called lateral movements, these sideways movements aren't very common. We don't do them very much. And particularly we don't reach up very much. So these are really nice little movements just to do to free up your ribs. You can say that. Okay. So there's in our body, to create this spiral pattern, there are 3 planes of action. One is a flexion extension, one is rotation, and the other is this sideways flexion movements. So let's just look at these. So we've done this sideways movement with these ribs here. And let's look at the rotation movement. So the rotation movement would be if you were going to just turn one side and turn the other, and just maybe put your hands on your head, if that's possible. If it isn't, just somewhere on your chest or something, so you're turning like that. And keeping your pelvis in front, like keeping the pelvis still, so the movement's just happening in your upper body. So sometimes what we do is move, like I could move with my whole self, but I don't have to do anything here. But when I just turn like that, the movement's happening in these ribs. So we've got this movement in the ribs, and then we could do little movements like this. Keeping your pelvis fairly still. Going back in the other direction. Just letting that go. And then just for this backward movement, we could just put our hands across and just like hug ourselves and just bring your arms down, just hugging yourself and bringing, but letting your, not moving your waist, just keeping your pelvis still and just moving your upper body. Pull it down. And you could take this movement out to one side and up to the other side. And just let that go. So the ability for us to use our voice or our body well, to have any power in our system is this ability to open and close. So if we just open and close a little bit, we've only got a certain amount of power, and you can see that on the diving board is a really good example of that. The more they press down, the more they can come up. And so it's the same in our body. We have these muscles that are called ring muscles that control a lot of power, our ability to use ourselves to sing and to dance. And if we get really stressed, we can hold on really tightly and not let go, or and then that means what if we're holding on really tightly, we can't open. And sometimes we just, from doing this so much, the opening just happens and it goes splat, and there's not an ability to bring that together. So in the middle of our body here, we have a diaphragm, which is like a mini trampoline. And as we take the breath in, that diaphragm goes down like a bowl, and as we breathe out, it comes up like a hat. And it's an unconscious move. It's an automatic response in the nervous system. We don't often feel it, but we can see the effects of this. Dame Joan Sutherland had people like come up to her and she could move a piano with her ribs because she had such control here. But we don't have to do that to be able to do other things. But what we do need to do is to be able to feel how these muscles in what we can feel are the muscles in the ribs moving in and out. So if you just place your hands around these lower ribs and just gently press them in, and make a little sound like a zzz, zzz, zzz. And then if I place my hands along behind me on these back ribs, zzz, zzz, zzz. You can see those ribs moving. So when we're singing, what happens, and when we're dancing, and when we're using power in our body, we take the breath into our belly, we press through the feet, and this zzz action happens. We could also do it with a k, 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 or a sh, 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 or a z, z, z. Or a ha, 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 ha. So this is our personal power center, our ability to stand our ground and say no, or to say yes to ourselves. And so it's a center where, it often gets congested when we've got, all these rules, which I have to do at the moment. You can't do this, you can't do that, and da da da. So we're, tightening in here. What can I do? So that's happening. So that this is an area, and I know Kim, when he does the workshops, he talks. I can remember when he taught me to sing, he was doing this cuts, and I didn't know what he was doing. I couldn't do it. And so he came along to me and got me to feel his ribs. And then he said, now push against me. And when I did that, I started crying because we're so used to being closed in, well, some of us closed in and not able to express our feelings. So that this ability to move these ribs is really useful. Okay, so I'm going to go on with this little song, Gypsy King song. And this time thinking of, can I feel this movement? You can do little movements like this, feeling your ribs and seeing if you can do it. It's not easy to not move your pelvis, but can you do it without moving the pelvis so much and feeling this here? And so you're doing this little movement with your arms and shoulders and all this, just with the music helps to get us in the flow and helps to find the pulse of this. So how are you going? Not too exhausted yet? Are you okay, Anne-Marie? And you're upside down, Eileen. I don't know why. Oh my God, that's a good view. Okay, so coming up now to the next center is our heart, and the ability to, like, this is where we hold all our feelings and where we hold in our hurt, and also we're, you know, like functionally we're sitting at computers or things, especially at the moment, and this area gets locked in. We don't often do these movements to open up the chest area. So there's some lovely little movements to open up the chest area. So if you imagine like a little baby, what it does, it brings its hand to its mouth and reaches out, brings its hand to its mouth and reaches out, brings its hand to its mouth and reaches out, brings its hand to its mouth and reaches out. Opening up, having this lovely little ability to just open up here, reaching out, feeling that nice little, I'll find a nice little song for this. Okay, so this is slowing the music down now. It's a song, it's much more gentle music, which is like the heart energy is a gentle. And it's a little song called Opening to Love. So if you want, you could sing along with that. Spirals reaching.
I am opening to safe in your heart.
And just come to standing and feeling weight in your feet, sense of aliveness in your body. And placing your hands on your lower belly again, breathing down into your lower belly. Breathing out, pressing the feet into the floor, and ooh. Breathing in and breathing out. In and breathing out. So before we come to the throat center, I want to take you to the floor to do some little Feldenkrais movements now. So are there any questions anyone has before we go on? Or you're all going okay? Anne Marie? Okay. Yeah. You're on, you have to unmute yourself. Anne Marie, yeah.
There we go. That was quite hard,
Yeah.
really challenging and exhausting.
Okay, we're going to do something very unchallenging now.
Rewarding. I think it's something to include in my daily routine. Things I've forgotten, like it was a really good remembrance. So not exactly a question, just a comment.
No, that's good. And it's true that we, when we're weighed down with things are going on in our body, it's not easy to move it because the brakes are on. And, you know, we've been in lockdown and not able to get out much and move. So, so it can be challenging. And that's, I was going to do a Feldenkrais lesson first, but I thought it's cold. Let's get you warmed up first before we do that. So, yeah. Okay. So I want you to come to the floor, to a place where you can put your feet up on the wall, but not just yet. So to turn yourself to be facing a wall where your feet can come up onto something. And then put your map so that I can see you, or your camera so I can see you. Make sure you keep warm. You're up the right way now, Ali. So just lie, first of all, with your legs long, if you're comfortable that way. And if your head is tilted right back, just place a little support underneath it. But if you're comfortable with your head on the floor, just lie with your head resting on the floor. Selena, do you want to ask something? You got your sound on off.
I'm not quite sure what we're doing.
Okay, so you're lying on the floor with your feet near the wall. So because we're going to put your feet up on the wall and then very soon. So you're lying flat on the floor with your feet facing towards the wall. And can you put your camera down a bit because I can't see you? Yeah. Have you got an iPhone, Selena? Or you can put it on the floor sometimes, I find that's better. Doesn't matter, I know you'll be fine. And if you want to ask me something, you can just hop up and ask me. So just sense how you're giving your weight to the floor. Noticing how your heels are resting on the floor, how your calves are resting, the space behind your knees, your legs, your thighs on the floor, the weight on your buttocks. Noticing is one buttock heavier than the other. Feel the space underneath your waist. Noticing your lower ribs, your shoulders, how your arms align. Point of contact of your head on the floor, the shape of your neck. And just take a little trip up through your spine, starting at the coccyx, tailbone, feeling the sacrum, noticing, feeling the lumbar vertebrae on the floor. So you've got 5 lumbar vertebrae. Coming up into the thoracic spine where your chest is, the 12 thoracic vertebrae, and notice the ones that are on the floor and the ones that are lifted off the floor. And notice where the vertebrae at the top start to lift up off the floor, feeling your neck on the floor and the point of contact of your head on the floor. And just be aware of your breathing. Notice the parts of your body that move as you breathe. And bring your hands again down onto your lower belly, down to your pubic bone. And just notice, is there any breath in this area of your body? So you're right down to your pubic bone. So this is an area that we store a lot of feelings and doesn't move very much. Our breath doesn't go down there. Especially when we're anxious, the breath comes up into the chest. And notice, are you breathing through your nose or are you breathing through your mouth? And if possible, if you've not got a nose block, can you let the air come through your nose and breathing down into your lower belly? And then as you breathe out, feeling how the lower belly flattens. So if you had your middle finger, the tips of your middle fingers together on your belly, as you breathe in, they'd move apart a little bit. And as you breathe out, they come together. Breathing in and breathing out. So what this type of breathing does is activates the parasympathetic part of your nervous system, which is a rest relaxation response. Okay. So very gently and slowly move yourself towards the wall so that your feet can be on the floor, just like you are in sitting. So your lower leg is parallel to the floor and your thigh is vertical. So it's kind of like a right angle between your lower leg and your upper leg. Your feet are lying on the floor, on the wall, I mean. So you get closer to the wall, Eileen, and put your feet up on the wall, closer to the wall. Yep. And your feet go up on the wall. Yep. You're right, Selena. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, in this position, can you take a breath into your lower belly and then very gently press your feet into the wall as you breathe out? So it doesn't have to be a big movement. In Feldenkrais, less is more. So you're taking a breath into your belly and breathing out you take a breath into your belly, and then as you press your feet into the wall, you breathe out. So just a gentle pressure, just noticing how little do you need to do to be able to feel that transmission of force through your legs, through your hips, into your pelvis. And then release the pressure again, let the breath come in. And then just gently pressing the feet into the wall. And feeling what happens in your lower back as you do that. As you let the breath come into the belly, what happens in your lower back? Does it lift from the floor, or does it press more into the floor? And as you press your feet into the wall, what happens in your lower back? And then you may notice something happening even further up through you. So as you breathe in, you breathe out, press your feet into the wall. You may notice that force going up through, traveling up through your spine, up into your chest. You may even notice something happening in your chin. So that when we do a movement in an ideal world, if everything was free, one part would talk to the next. It's like, domino chains lined up. We had them all lined up with no impediments. We'd touch one, and then the next one would drop, the next one, the next one, the next one. So ideally, as we press our feet into the wall, it talks to the whole spine. But it may not at the moment because we have the brakes on in various parts. So just being gentle with yourself and kind with yourself, not judging yourself and saying, oh God, that's terrible. But just noticing. And if you are familiar with that movement, just letting, how smooth can that be? How smooth can that transition be? Can you feel one vertebrae, then the next, and the next? You're right, Selena.
My charge is just running out, so I'm just trying to charge.
Okay. So in the Feldenkrais work, it's hard sometimes. Like we sort of like go, 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 go all the time, and it's hard sometimes to slow ourselves down enough to feel ourselves in the moment. So. Yeah, that's better. I can see you better now. Okay. So just let that movement go. You can either leave your feet on the wall if you're comfortable, or you could put them down like this. Put your feet back on the floor, whichever feels you'd like to do. And just take your awareness to your head on the floor. And can you do a little movement of poking your tongue out so that the back of your neck gets arches more and your head slides back on the floor. So you're poking your tongue out so that and you could even say just a gentle little movement. And notice what happens in your chest as you do that. So does your chest, as you poke your tongue out, does your chest want to lift? Or as you poke your tongue out, does your chest want to soften and go down? Your breastbone, does it lift or does it go down? just rest from that. And can you lie your hands on the floor with the palms down? And do a little movement of rolling your arms in so your shoulder blades lift off the floor. And feel as you do that what happens to your chest, so that there's a part of your back press more into the floor as your shoulder blades lift like a seesaw. And does your chest go down or up? And maybe cross your hands over your chest, like sort of like one hand on one shoulder, one on the other, and your elbows down somewhere near your belly, your navel. And this time, can you lift your shoulders down? So you're letting the shoulders, sorry, you're lifting the shoulders up so that your arms, your elbows go down further towards your feet in that direction. So you're hugging yourself. And can your head stay on the floor as you do that? Let your head stay on the floor, and even let your chin go away from the chest as you do that. Okay, and just let that go. And let's come back now to doing the little movement of pressing your feet into the floor. So you take a breath into your lower belly, and then breathe out and press your feet into the floor, into the wall, sorry, into the wall. So your feet are on the wall. You're taking a breath into your belly and breathing out. And can you feel, how does it feel now from having done those little movements? You feel more of a transmission of force through you. And let's see what it's like if you really grit your teeth and tighten the jaw. Like really grit your teeth and tighten the jaw, and then do that movement, pressing your feet into the wall. Well, what happens to the movement? Let that go. And then can you hold your chest stiff, like really rigidly hold your chest, and push your feet into the wall and notice what happens. This used to be a strategy that I would use to sort of like, pull myself together, to use my will to get something done. So that holding, feeling what that's like. And then tighten your lower belly. Don't let yourself breathe into your lower belly. Just keep it really tight and press your feet into the wall and feel what that's like. And let that go. And now can you just go back to that movement of breathing into your lower belly, and thinking that as you're breathing in, you're letting go, you're opening up. Think of that opening up to love, to the energy of the universe, or higher power, whatever it is that makes sense to you. Just to opening to clean air. I think we're all, like not breathing properly, because especially when we go out with the masks on, there's not that taking in the air, and we're not even sure that we should be taking in the air. So it's feeling what that's like, and then just gently pressing your feet into the floor, when you can just, the floor, like feel it as like Mother Earth is holding you, supporting you, allowing you to come back to yourself, be here in the present moment, not worried about the past or the future. As the point of power is in the moment.
Can I just clarify? Do you mean the wall or the floor?
Oh, sorry.
Are we supposed to have our feet on the wall, or are we supposed to have our feet on the floor?
Oh, sorry, I probably said floor, did I? Yeah, on the wall.
Yeah.
And see if you, just as you're breathing into your lower belly, whether as you press your feet into the floor, can you just allow that movement of life to move through you? Allow Mother Earth, gravitational force, to move you. So with your in-breath, you're opening, and like that song says, opening to love. And with your out-breath, you're just allowing that force to move through you. Very good. Okay. Can you place your, leave your right foot on the wall and put your left foot on the floor? And let's do the same movement again. Feel what it's like just to breathe into your lower belly and to press your right foot into the wall. How does the transmission of force go through on this side? Notice as it, can you let the breath come in with one foot on the wall and one on the floor? As you press that foot into the wall, how does that transmission of force go through your skeleton? And next time you do that movement, you breathe into your lower belly. As you press your foot into the wall, could you make this a gentle ooh sound? Let your lips purse as if you're going to kiss somebody. Ooh. And see if you can feel that sound starts from your feet. Ooh. You feel that support from your foot. Ooh. It's traveling up through you unimpeded. So you're this clear, open channel. Your creative spirit to move through you and express itself through you. And just let that go. And swap your feet around so your left foot's on the wall. And take a breath into your lower belly once again and press through your left foot. What is it like on this side? So you're breathing in and then you're pressing your foot into the wall, feeling how the transition of force goes up through you. And is it the same on this side as the other side? Because often we're different. You know, we're better organized on one side than the other, which means that our two spirals aren't equal. And so we won't have the power that we need to have, we could have. And next time you do the movement, can you make a little sound with that? So you take a breath in to your lower belly, press the foot into the wall, feeling the energy of Mother Earth coming through the wall, force of gravity coming through, and making the little ooh sound, and listen to what it's like on this side. And breathe in to your lower belly. Out. And as you breathe out, when you can you take this time, next time you do the movement, take a little bit more air out, like let a little bit more out, breathe out where you think that you can breathe, and then let out a little bit more air. And then let the air come in. So it might be, as you make the sound, it could be the sound has a sound to it, like a ooh, and then when you get to near the end of your breath, it can become a silent ooh, to let out just a little bit more air. And then feel how the air can then just kind of stream in And so you're breathing in, pressing your foot into the wall, breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, letting out a little bit more air, and then making a swallow, and then letting the air come in and feel what that does. And breathing in, letting the breath come in again. It's kind of like that with the swallowing, when you let the air out and out and out, and the swallow, it sets you up for the opening just to happen for the in-breath without you really having to do anything. You're breathing out and out and out and out. Letting the sound come out and then letting it be a silent sound, swallowing, and allowing the air to rush in. Not forcing yourself to breathe out to the point of feeling dizzy or anything, but just, just comfortably. So that the out breath is a letting go. And when we use our voice, we're letting go, we're letting that expression out of ourselves. Sometimes we hold on to our feelings and frustrations, and something not appropriate at times to speak. So those feelings we don't actually exhale to our full extent. There was a movie once called Waiting to Exhale. These 4 women who are waiting for the perfect guy to come along. So they can exhale and let go. So the out breath is the letting go, the in breath is the opening to receive. And the more we can do one, the more we can do the other. And just let that go. And very slowly, can you turn yourself around so that you come with your head lying near the wall? And your feet further away, so your head is near the wall. And sort of about a few centimeters from the wall. And place your hands beside you, and very gently bring your hands up over your belly, up over your waist, up towards your breasts, up towards your chin, and lower them back down again. And let them come and rest on the floor. Bring the hands up over your legs, over your belly, up over your chest, up to your chin, and up to the top of your head. Bringing the elbows in and letting them come back down again. And rest by your side. And once again, bring the hands up over your legs, up over your lower belly, up over your chest, up over your face, up towards your forehead. And then can you turn your hands around so that the fingers are pointing down towards the floor and your palms are resting on the wall, as if you're going to push the wall away. And if you find that difficult, you might want to get a little cushion or a pillow or a little a sock or something to put in your hands to rest. Yeah, that's okay. I think there's something like that just to give you, so that the heel of your hand is resting on that, or the heel of your hand is on the wall and your fingers are resting on that, might be better. Or like that, that's fine. I think what you've got. Okay, so now in this position, can you take a breath into your lower belly again? And breathe out and press your hands into the wall this time. And this position may not be comfortable for many of you because we're not used to opening our chest up. But so put your hands down every now and again, don't leave them there. So you're taking a breath into your belly and again breathing out. And notice what happens to your neck and chin this time. So as you press your hands into the wall, feeling how the back of your neck can lengthen in a different way. Then you let the air come in again and breathe out and press your hands into the wall. Let your neck lengthen. Breathing into your belly again. Breathing out, letting your neck lengthen. And maybe just rest, just bring your hands down and rest. Sensing how you're lying on the floor now. And slowly bring your hands up over your body, over your legs, up over your stomach, over your face, up onto the wall again. And breathing into your lower belly. And as you breathe out, press your hands into the wall. And this time, can you make an ooh sound? Purse your lips again and just make a ooh sound. Breathing into your belly again. Ooh. And what would happen if you, at the same time as you breathe into your lower belly and as you press your hands into the wall, with your knees bent, can you press your feet into the wall as well? Oh, sorry, you bend up your knees. So press your feet just gently into the floor as well. Ooh. And just not a whole lot of pressure, because but you're just feeling, taking a breath into your lower belly, your hands are on the wall, you're breathing into your lower belly, breathing out, pressing your hands into the wall and gently stabilizing with your feet, like not letting them. Okay, and now let's go to one time. Breathing into your lower belly, pressing your hands into the wall on your out breath with an ooh, letting that go, letting the breath come into your belly again, and then pressing your feet into the floor and letting your hands soften, making the ooh sound. Breathing into your belly again, pressing your hands into the wall, ooh, breathing into your lower belly, then pressing your feet into the floor. Ooh. And just let that all go. Sensing how you're lying on the floor now, letting your legs come long if you're comfortable. Noticing your breathing. And placing your hands on your lower belly again. Breathing through your nose into your lower belly. Breathing out. Letting the breath keep going, going, going. And even stopping the breath when you think you've let out as much air as you can. Hold for 10 seconds or so. And then let yourself breathe out a little bit more. And swallow and let the breath come in. Breathing out again, out, out, out. Holding your breath. Letting out a little bit more air. Swallowing and let the air come in. And just let that go and rest. Daisy looks very relaxed. Daisy's the dog. And very gently bend up your knees and roll to your side and come up to sitting and find yourself a little chair to sit on, just a chair that's not soft, but that you can sit upright on. And put yourself in a position that, yeah, that I can see you. So you'll need to be on the chair, Aileen, because I want you to put your feet on the floor. And feeling your sit bones on the chair. How are you sitting evenly on both sit bones? So maybe just move from one to the other and just feel what that's like. And feeling your feet on the floor about hip widths apart. And place your hands on your lower belly. And let's do that little movement. Let's do that little movement again of breathing into your lower belly and then pressing your feet into the floor. And breathing into your lower belly and notice what happens as it's like a balloon. That, if you thought of a balloon inside of you, as the air comes in, it expands in all directions. And sense as it expands in all directions, it also expands out the back. So your lower back rounds a tiny, tiny bit, and you might feel that you go back a little tiny bit on your sit bones. And then as you press your feet into the floor and breathe out, notice what happens to your spine. Or you may feel that as you breathe in and you expand your lower belly, that your belly arches a little bit. And that as you press your feet into the floor, there's more of a lengthening that can happen in the spine. Feel how that is. And if it's difficult to feel anything, if you turn your toes slightly inwards, the big toes slightly in and your heels slightly out, and if you want, you can put a little cushion between your knees. So I've got this little cushion between my knees, and I could, as I breathe out, I could gently squeeze my knees together. So that I breathe in, and I breathe out. Press the feet into the floor and squeeze the knees, just slightly, not a whole huge amount. Sometimes if there's a weakness in the front of the pelvic floor, this will help you. I've noticed with older people, the problems with the voice happen because the pelvic floor isn't strong. And just being able to do this little movement really strengthens the pelvic floor, which stabilizes the structure for the voice. Okay, so you're breathing into your lower belly. As you breathe out, press through your feet, and this time blow out a candle. Breathing in, breathing out, blowing out the candle. And next time as you blow out the candle, make an ooh sound. Breathing in. Ooh. And if you place your hands on these ribs, this rib area here, and as you breathe into your lower belly, And as you breathe out and press through, can you make a zzz sound? Zzz, zzz. Or you could have a or a and then you could even do a zzz, zzz, and a k k k k k k k k k k. Let that go. Sensing how you're sitting, and then come up to standing. Feeling the weight in your feet now. Notice if anything changed since the beginning. And if we go back to that little movement of putting your hands on your lower belly, breathing into your lower belly, letting your knees bend. Breathing out, pressing through your feet, blowing out the candle. Breathing in, pressing through your feet, blowing out the candle. Breathing in, pressing through your feet, blowing out the candle. Now, can you make a sound with that? Just a gentle sound. So you're taking the breath in. Ooh. 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 Just rest from that. Just have a little walk around and feel how that's feeling. And then come back and have a seat and unmute yourself, and we'll have a little talk about it. Yeah, just unmute yourself. Hey, Louise. You got yourself unmuted, darling. Selena? You muted, yeah. Okay. So how are you feeling now, Anne-Marie, after? Is that a bit more gentle?
Oh, it was actually a brilliant, thank you, brilliant class. I found the challenges, and I was getting, my larynx was, you know, when your vocal folds will lock when you're working.
Yes.
And sorry, bracing for work. Yeah, bracing for work. And my vocal folds are bracing for work a lot. And when we were on the wall, so I've got problems with the left side, and I knew that. But this particular series that we did just now woke it all up. So that was interesting. In the midst, I'm thinking, I'm going to have to stop this because I'm bracing for work. I'm doing something wrong. Then all of a sudden I realized when we're on with the feet on the wall, like the hand on the wall also bothered me too. So I'd like to do that again. I'll tell you what I'm getting at. I'm getting at feet. And when I did the arch, when I actually arched and pressed, then no bracing for work. When I did it without the arch, like without that, it's like a subtle thing. It wasn't a big move, but it was that letting the arch there, no bracing for work. Like that. I found with the hands I was bracing for work.
For you? Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. So, but then when I did just that little chain adjustment with the feet, with the arch, massive difference.
Yeah, so others who might know what I'm talking about, but in the foot we have a keystone arch, like you've seen those old buildings with the big, they build the outside stones and then put in the main stone, which is the keystone, and that supports it. So those Roman arches have lasted for thousands of years. They're the stable structure. So in our body we have that as well. So when we get stressed, what happens is and wearing shoes and things, our foot we don't actually plant our foot down on the ground. We don't surrender to the ground. So the foot doesn't get this movement. And when that keystone arch engages, that transmits through the knee, the hip, and the whole body. And also I feel, even though there's no literature about this, but I sense in myself that it activates the pelvic floor. It stabilizes everything, so the pelvic floor engages. And the pelvic floor is in the pelvis, it's in the diaphragm, it's also in the throat.
Yeah, we could feel it. You could feel it.
Yeah. And when just that the way we're wired in our nervous system, we haven't got this pulse happening. There's a lovely video with jellyfish. You see the jellyfish moving, and they're going like this. They're opening, and the more they open, the more they can get the power to propel themselves forward. So that's the same thing happens in our foot.
That too. We talked about that back in the breathing.
Yeah.
And I bought that image. I sent that video to all my students, and they didn't get it at first. And I asked them just to please sit and watch and meditate on the action of this jellyfish. We've got a couple of physicists, engineers in our class, and they were so excited because they said that is potential energy and that is kinetic energy. Now, they were so excited because that's actually that actually draws the energy up. It's like the whole physics is there. And it was such a beautiful, it's been a life-changing dynamic for me, because when I'm watching that jellyfish, I'm sorry, am I okay to share about this?
That's good.
Watching the jellyfish, I was watching like timeline, how long. It has just as much time in the receiving and in the rest. I call that rest. It has just as much time in the rest as it does in the work. And I realized, I thought, if it didn't have that much time in the rest, it couldn't work.
No.
I realized my generation, we were brought up like that, without any rest. So we're absolutely not functioning. And we push ourselves with all our other faculties. But if we'd only give ourselves that rest.
The open it, yes. And that's how the nervous system regulates itself, by the pulse, the opening, the closing, the opening, the closing.
So I've been letting that feeling, that revelation, I've just been letting that revelation flow through everything. And it's been quite you have inertia and things, the thing will spin until it stops. Well, I'm in the spin.
In the spin of things.
Well, I'm in the spin of the stop. I'm just going to let that inertia go and let it stop, so that I can then change the whole action. And instead of being on the whirligig, I want to just allow myself to be on the what do you call that? The seesaw.
Yeah.
I'll find something else, but I'm very excited, and it was all from you sharing about that.
And Anne-Marie and Marianne are both singers, and they teach voice workshops themselves. So
Nice.
I notice at the feet, when you do this, push the feet, when the feet go down, when you breathe in,
the feet,
up you breathe out, it's kind of mimicking the action of the diaphragm.
yes, it is. Yeah, exactly.
When you said that before, I'm like, oh, it's actually mimicking the action.
Yeah, and you get the support from the feet to support the diaphragm, because it starts in the feet. And like my history has been, I change my feet do things. I get out, my mind is up here, and that's what many of us, we're so, in our heads, and not we need to be. Yeah, in our feet.
I'm so grateful. Thank you.
And that's that lesson I did was a combination of Feldenkrais and Bones for Life from Ruthie Alon's work. So
just from the above the head thing,
Yeah, the hands. Well, that,
very against my natural flow of breathing.
yeah, you may need to have a bit of support under your heels of your hands. Try that, Marianne.
Okay.
If that takes attention. I think it could be what's happening in your shoulders. That's creating.
And it was kind of pushing, but I was constricting my larynx.
No, just get Anne-Marie to play with you with it. Just finding a position, a restful position to start with, because you're probably tense as you're
I'm pushing too hard into the wall. Instead of
yeah.
gently.
Only a gentle, and it's kind of like, even though there's no sphincters in the hand.
Very easy, because I found the feet easy, but I was a very slight movement. Well, I was kind of going against the wall.
And what this does is gets the neck lengthened. Like what we do in our culture is usually go to lift something or push something, we do this with our neck. So it gets the movement, so that when the pressing through the feet allows that lengthening to happen through the neck. So it shows it to you from both ends. With a lot more to it as well, but that's what that's about. It. And so we're used to having our shoulders rounded and using ourselves like this rather than that length happening through. And so see, when we're singing or speaking, you want this opening to be happening here and that length from the feet to go to transmit all the way through. But when there's all this tension here, that won't happen. So, and see what this does also, it allows the shoulders can't move and the ribs can move up and down. You've got that elevator sort of like, it differentiates the shoulder blades from the ribs.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. It's yeah.
That really makes sense, actually, and even not this action.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Wow.
Sorry, we've hogged all the talking time. Sorry, next person.
Because you're not talking about the weather or what you had for lunch. You're talking about the lessons.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
It's very enriching. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Beverly Ann. I mean Beverly. Sorry, Bev.
That's all right. I found the feet, pressing the feet on the floor was good for my shoulder blades, but pressing the hands was even better for my shoulder blades to get that tension out and to push them down because I have a lot of up here in my shoulders. That felt better with the hands back.
Yes.
Although I could feel it go down, but then I also realised I had to also let go myself more in the shoulders as well. So that's good. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, and making noise too.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the thing.
I'm not big on making noise.
No, none of us are. When I started Feldenkrais, that's what I noticed with people and myself. That there's this pain in the body, and people need to actually express it, like even say "ouch,"
Yes,
like, the feelings of it, and we're not. So that's why doing the movements and the sounds, I think, retrains the brain to stop that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. It's great. I really enjoyed that thing.
Yeah.
I like your choice of music.
Oh, good.
I like a bit of Latin.
I've got hundreds of songs. So it's just a matter of finding
Oh, so have I. It was so good too, because I don't do it anymore, and I love Jose Feliciano. Love.
That was music.
Oh no, was it Santana? Whichever. One of the others.
Sister King was one of them.
I think Rhythm King. Oh, Rhythm Kings.
Gypsy Kings are fantastic. Yeah. All those. Yeah.
So the music actually
it makes you.
Well, it has a pulse and a rhythm, which our body has naturally, and it helps us to come into.
That's right.
Place.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Bev. How did you go? Can you hear me, Aileen?
Sorry. Yes. Yeah, no, it was good. Thank you, Rhonda. It was a lovely class. I kind of had quite a few coughing episodes, I think, when we were working on the upper body with my arm, and I think I probably was pushing a bit too hard doing that as well. And I think that really did force me to, you know, cough quite a bit doing that. But yeah, I actually quite like that, just being able to open the chest right up and do that type of thing. So yeah, no, it was good exercise. Thank you.
And that,
Yeah,
for you, with what's happening with your throat, like I've been working with Eileen with a with swallowing, and it's not swallowing really, is it? Just like
throat clearing, and
Yeah.
the fact that it was stimulated by that, we can work with that, because it can mean just a lot of holding. As we can differentiate this better, like, because the ribs are here, the shoulder blades are there, the collarbones there, and then it yeah, will help you hopefully. So, Selena, you're on mute, darling.
I've just got my family in the background, so it's all a bit noisy. The last half of the lesson was a bit noisy. It was really good. I enjoyed dancing after not dancing for some time over the last 18 months. Not much time for dancing, so that was fun. I also liked when we had our feet on the ground and the swallow at the end of the out breath. It just helped to lengthen that. And I'm sorry, I missed the two ladies that were speaking earlier, but that was really interesting, the octopus and your insight. So you didn't hold time. It was just really interesting to hear your perspectives.
Yes, yeah. I'll send you the link to the jellyfish video. Yeah, okay. So let's go. I want to do a little bit of singing with you now. Now that we've just done all that opening up of your body. So what songs have I got here? So let's come.
My glasses on. Should go off.
So a movement that helps, like in our throat, we have these, like a diaphragm itself, and a sound that actually helps to lift, to like let the diaphragm do this in the throat, is that nya sound. Yeah. Yeah. And can you, when you're saying nya, smile, and even in the smile, you can feel that lifting happening. Yeah. So I want you to mute, because when we make sounds, it's going to be, I can't keep coughing at you because it doesn't come together in the right place. So this, Selena's muted, and Anne-Marie and Marianne. So yeah, just mute yourself. Okay. So I like, when I sing and I warm up, I like to do the songs wherever I'm singing to the nya. So we'll just come and stand up maybe, and we'll do some. Share that to pin. Okay. So let's just do some like little siren sounds. You can use your hands too. And you can do like a witch sound. Let your body move. And you can do and feeling that sound, taking a breath into your belly first. Whee! Whee! And not going, you don't have to do it as loudly as I do it, but just like don't strain your throat, that's what I'm saying. Whee! Let it be a playful sound. Whee! Whee! Let's pretend that we're workers in the field, and we're just like women in the field, in the river with the mud, and they're just digging weeds and hoeing things. So they're just going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. And so I'm just going to make a sound, and I just want you to just repeat it after me, really. Nya, nya. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ba, 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 ba. And in between, when I'm making the sounds, you take a breath into your belly and feeling how you could press through your feet as you make the sound. Like as I'm going, I'm taking a breath in. Wah! And I breathe again. Wee! Wah! Okay. And then you could go the other way if you get sick of going one way. La, 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 la. Me, 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 me. Ma, 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 ma. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yo, 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 yo. Yippee, 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 yay. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Narimbo. Oh, yeah. Narimbo. Babuncula, babuncula. Babuncula, babuncula. Iodie. Iodie. Oh, yeah, Narimbo. Oh, yeah, Narimbo. Babuncula, babuncula. Babuncula, babuncula. Iodie. Iodie. Just come to rest again. So after we've been singing, sometimes the throat, can get a bit strained. So we can do another little sound. It's like the twang sound, except it's more like a little a sound that you'd make when you see a little baby or a kitten or a puppy or something, and it's like a. So you've got the tongue, the mouth in the same position as the nyeh, but it's a gentle sound. Okay, so let's it's another little song. Where is it? Okay. This is a song that when my son was young, he worked at Kmart or somewhere, and one day I went to his cupboard and he had about 25 pairs of black socks in there. And I said, Cameron, how come you got all these black socks? He said, well, I run out of socks, Mum, and I just go to work and buy a pair. And anyway, this is a song called Black Socks, and it goes, black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the stronger they get. Sometimes I think I should wash them, but then a voice says to me, don't do it yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. So it goes, black socks, black socks. We'll just do that a few times. Black socks, they never get dirty. They never get dirty. They never get dirty. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the longer you wear them, the longer you wear them, the stronger they get, the stronger they get. Sometimes Sometimes I think I should wash them. Sometimes I think I should wash them, but then a voice says to me, don't do it yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, so what we're going to do is do it in different rhythms. So like we could have it like a waltz rhythm. So like a waltz is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the stronger they get. Sometimes I think I should wash them, but when a voice says to me, don't do it yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. So now we could do it with a maybe a hip hop kind of thing. Eloise might be very good at this. Where are you, Ellie? Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the stronger they get. Sometimes I think I should wash them, but then a voice says to me, don't do it yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, what else? Have you got any suggestions? Anyone? What about, what are you doing, Anne-Marie? Turn your thing off so I can hear you. Turn it on.
You could swing it. Swing it.
Okay, you show me.
You do it, Rang. Black socks, they never get dirty. The longer you wear them, the stronger they get. Now, black gum. Whatever the rest of the words. Okay. Whatever
Not
it
yet,
is.
not yet, not yet,
Not yet.
Hey! Anyone else like a Selena?
You could do like a drumming rhythm, like black socks, the longer you wear them. Da, 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 da. And sometimes I think I should wash them. Da, 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 da. The little voice tells me I shouldn't do it yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Okay. Anyone else? Or no? Right, we'll move on. Okay, so I wanted to do a little bit more dancing with you, as well as let me think. How are you feeling? You might want more dancing, Anne-Marie. You're okay. There is a song. We've got 15 minutes left. There's actually a song called Pass the Song Along, which I might do first, and then we'll do some little dancing things. Where is the words of it? Pass the song along. I'll put these up on the screen. There it is. Pass the song along. Okay. I just realised I can't do that because I won't be able to. Okay, what I'll do is I'll share this. Stop the share. Stop that share, and I'll share again. Share again. Back here. On the desktop. Can you see that? The words of a song called Pass the Song Along. Now I've lost you, have I?
Max, you can see it.
See it? Okay. I thought I'd lost you all. Okay. So this is a song by a guy called Bernard Carney. It's called Pass the Song Along. And it just goes, you can sing and I can sing and let's all sing together. Lift your voice and pass the song along. We'll just do that much to start with. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. You can sing and I can sing, so let's all sing together. Lift your voice and pass the song along. So I don't think I can share the words and the music. Not thought about that. I'm just gonna play it. Stop. Share. Advanced. Share the sound. Audio. Okay. What can you see now? Anything? Have I still got you? Can somebody unmute themselves so that I can see?
No, we can just see you.
Yeah, yes, you.
Okay. So I've lost my thing here. Let's just cancel that because I can't find the share that. Lost my little. Here it is. I know that's the word. So I'm going to forget all that, and I'm just going to play some music because I can't. What can you see now? Can you see me? No.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Just we can only see you.
Yeah. So I'm going to do this little dancing thing. Where is it? No, I've lost what I had. Okay, what I'm going to do is this one. It's called Tower of Strength. And you'll easily get the words of it as we do it. Tower of strength within and without, the tower of strength within. I am a tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of strength within. I am a tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of strength within. I am a tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of strength within. A tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of strength within. I am a tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of strength within. A tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of strength within. I am a tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of strength within. All my shackles are loosened. All my shackles are loose. All my shackles are loosened. All my shackles are loose. All my shackles are loosened. All my shackles are loose. All my shackles are loosened. All my shackles are loose. All my days slip away. All my fears slip from the heart. All my fears slip away. All fears slip from my heart. All my fears slip away. All my slip from my heart. All my fears slip away. All fears slip from my heart. Tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of strength within. I am a tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of strength within. Tower of strength within and without. I am a within. Tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of within. Tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of strength within. I am a tower of strength within and without. I am a tower of strength within. Okay. Just feel this standing once again, sensing how you are. Breathing into your lower belly, breathing out, pressing through your feet. Getting the sound you can make. Ooh. Ooh. I'm just going to do this a little bit of drumming music, mainly for my daughter and my granddaughter. So it'll just be a couple of minutes, and if it's too much for you, you can just rest or just do really gentle movements to it. Just sort of. Together. Just can you hear that? You can't hear it, okay? Hear it. Okay, let's come and have a seat and we'll stop the share. Future selves. And, so thank you for coming along and playing with me.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just saying to Marianne, you're excellent teacher in private. You're an excellent teacher in class. You don't get people who can communicate so clearly and effectively in class like you do. And you've translated that into Zoom really well.
Thank you. I've had lots of practice.
This stuff is yeah, I'm really proud of you, Rhonda, and just blessed to enjoy what you're giving. It's really good. Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. Yeah. Any questions or comments before we?
No, I've just realised how unfit I am for dancing. I've lost, but I enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think sitting around, that's where we need to move our bodies, like
Yeah.
in the body, and the sort of the more emotions that are going on, the less we feel like moving, but the actual more we need to. And the Feldenkrais first can help you.
Yes.
Unwind and unravel a bit. So
that's right. Yeah. That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks very much, Rhonda. It's been a lovely couple of hours and a lot of fun and really energizing. And yeah, I agree that you're a wonderful teacher. So you're just doing a great job. So thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming.
Thanks, Rhonda / Mum. It's great to join your class for a day. And it's nice to do something other than thinking about you know, the lockdown and stuff. So you've enabled a system which has been fun rather than a bit heavy, which is good and nice to meet you all.
Thank you. You too, Celine.
Thank you. I didn't know you were Rhonda's daughter.
Yes.
Yes.
I've got our daughters here. Henry.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah. So I can send you the recording of this if you want.
Oh, I'd love it.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
And the notes that I've got here, I'm happy to send you as well. So
Yeah, I'm just blown away. Your generosity is just beautiful, Rhonda. Thank you.
my pleasure. Yeah. Okay, so there's a lovely little song I'd like to just finish with, and it just goes up to putting your hands on your heart. I think the key to everything is love. Like, you know, like can we find what we love and create something, the joyful creation out of that. So this is a little song that you can sing to yourself, and it just goes, how I love you, how I love you. So that's all it is. How I love you, how I love you, how I love you, how I love you. So it's actually we've got a couple of minutes left. I'm thinking, it's funny how time goes, isn't it? I'll send you the little recording of that song because it's absolutely beautiful, and it's just, I think in these times it's just like so important to be kind and gentle to ourselves and not judge ourselves. It's too.
Yeah. Thanks, Rhonda.
It's very good. Thank you.
Okay, well, au revoir, and probably I'll do one of these.
Yeah.
And Kim, you can come on.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Bye,
Thank you
everyone.
very much. Bye.
Bye.
Rhonda.
Nice to meet you all.
Thank you, Rhonda.
That was really good. Well done.
Thanks, darling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really good. Everyone got into it. I'll get off this thing because you're still recording.
Okay, that's all right. I can turn that recording off anyway now. So I'll just turn it off. I'm going to talk to you. Stop recording.